Welcome back to The Express at XBA Dance Studios in White Rock. Students travel from all over the Lower Mainland to train here because they're known for their unique style and approach. And soon, they'll be renowned for their new professional dance troupe.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, give me a lot bigger, please. Bigger, bigger. Okay, call it front. We're going to do things that haven't been done before. Nice.
Nella is the director of XBA's new professional troupe, Discordance.
It's quite magical. It's a very varied group of dancers, 5 dancers from completely different styles.
It's not just their styles that are different, but also their life experiences. The dancers range in age from 19 to mid-30s. Dancer Janessa sees their differences as strengths.
It's nice because everyone has different strengths, so you know, we kind of can learn from each other.
What else fuses them so seamlessly as a group? They credit working with Nella.
She has the perfect balance between being really sensitive and caring and sort of motherly, and then also that sort of like, this is what I want, and sort of that leader role too. And I think that's really hard to find in a choreographer, in a director.
Discordance is about pushing boundaries in dance and in the dancers.
We do a lot of like freestyle, contemporary movement, and never something I'm usually told what to do, and then I'm like, okay, I can do it, right, once you're told. But being creative in your own mind, like I said, I love listening to Nella, and she can kind of tell you how to move.
That flexible approach developed over Nella's many years of training.
Well, I'm an old ballerina, so I started with the old Russian method, the Vaganova method, very strict and regimented and painful, literally.
She discovered contemporary dance in her 20s and went on to create her own XBA style.
It's very edgy. It's always challenging the norm a little bit, always walking a fine line, knowing not to cross it, and so on.
Nella's school also offers classes for all levels. The school is strict, but safe.
We train our dancers hard. It's boot camp, but they're built like athletes.
And in the case of Discordance, athletes who perform.
They're all my babies. They're all my daughters. They're all amazing. And the reason for Discordance is to provide these ladies, amazing performers, with a working job, a paying job, and a performing job.
A dancer's dream come true, whatever side of the stage you're on.
I honestly believe that it's in everyone. It's a natural instinct for humans to dance, to move. To have the ability to do it on a daily basis is the greatest gift. It really is.
You can watch for performances from Discordance coming up. Also, if you're interested in contemporary, lyrical, street, or extreme ballet, or even the popular adult core classes, the new season has started and you can sign up at the website. Now, up next on The Express, it's a creator who's pushing the boundaries of visual expression, artist Brendan Fernandes.
No name, the master of his hand, Luba, or Hemba, or Luba.
It's part English, part Swahili, part gibberish. But to Brendan Fernandes, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah, yeah, ah, aha, saying, say what?
His latest work is called The Master of Bouli Possibly, a visual art piece that involves more questions than answers.
In this piece here, I'm sort of asking questions about the Master of Bouli and who he is and where he comes from. But I'm sort of playing with language in a way where I'm breaking down English to sound like a pidgin English, or to sort of change the sound so that it almost becomes like an accent.
The work also incorporates lines of indecipherable script. The idea is to get the viewer to ask questions about Bouli and who he is.
Boo, boo, lee, 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 boo.
Aspects of language and cultural identity are always in Brendan's mind. You see, he's of Indian descent, grew up in Kenya, immigrated to Canada, and has a Portuguese name.
I think of myself as someone who has a rich and complex history, and that's what makes me who I am. It's my story, but it's also the story of so many other people, you know, not just Canadians. You know, we live in a very globalized world, so I think something about my art that's important is I talk about my story and my idea of migration and movement and who I am, but people always find connections to what I'm saying because they have the same story as well.
It's these stories of migration and integration that inspire his art, like this one called Voodoo You Do Speak, which features a perpetually shape-shifting African mask.
Me mama yaya, Bondi. Bondi.
I'm playing with the idea of fear in a way that when we as a culture tend to not understand or are not familiar with another person's culture, there's a tendency to want to be fearful or not approach it. And you know, whenever I speak about Africa, I'm going to sort of put it in quotation marks as this sort of cultural monolith, this space of the exotic, the primitive.
Bondi, Bondi, Bondi.
The collection not only aims to challenge the traditional notions of culture and identity, but to celebrate cultural diversity wherever it is.
We're very conscious, being in Surrey and Metro Vancouver, of the multicultural aspect of the larger city and how language is such an important aspect of the world we live in here. So this is just a really incredible opportunity for us to raise questions and have conversation about that larger context.
We're all the same in a certain sense, but we come with our unique stories. But within those stories, we can find commonality. Who is the master of Buli?
As for the question of who is Buli, well, you'll just have to ask Brendan yourself.
His name is of a few.
I'm Tim Chung in Surrey for The Express.
If you'd like to meet Brendan in person, he'll be at the Surrey Art Gallery on Saturday, September the 17th from 6:30 until 9 for the exhibit's opening. You're watching The Express, and we have more local stories coming up.
What do you love about Sarah?
After the break,
When you compliment someone rather than nag them.
Vancouver's young, hip, and married coaching team.
I think we're going to do things a little bit dressier for autumn-winter.
The latest looks from local designer Jason Matlow.
The West is the best.
The Express. We are your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by the Lounge Hair Studio, loungehairstudio.com.
Welcome back to The Express at XBA Dance Studios in White Rock. Awesome classes here, but probably not where you'd come to learn how to do that first dance for your wedding day, right? More importantly, where do you go to learn how to handle all the choreography and compromise that happens once you're married? Well, the Wedding Bells have a great idea. They're meeting with Vancouver's young, hip, and married pre-marital coaching team.
Carrots Wedding Bells is brought to you by Carrots, online at carrots.com.
Hi, I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Wedding Bells.
I just got engaged.
And I did not. We're on an adventure to plan the big day.
When it comes to planning my wedding, I drag Aubrey everywhere.
Yep. Even premarital counseling with young, hip, and married.
It is a wedding officiating business as well as premarital coaching.
They ask couples the tough questions.
Do you plan on being married forever?
I thought that was the idea. And there's other things to think about.
Like money, sex, children, in-laws.
Let's face it, Aubrey and I have a unique relationship.
We're professional partners, but I'm also the bride and she's also my bridesmaid, so it's like that fine line.
At first it was really fun.
What do you love about Sarah?
She's wicked smart, and it's not like the first thing you maybe
Probably she's from
get.
Boston.
No!
You're wicked smart.
You're wicked smart.
You have no fear. She can call Oprah. I don't like hurting anybody's feelings. I am not a confrontational person. Aubrey's very difficult to talk to.
Have you shared that with her?
No, just now.
In the coaching session, I found it really hard to sit and listen. Do I get a turn to speak here?
Hold on.
Okay. Surprise. I will just always say my opinion, and I don't think I'll fight or give a hard line.
She kept on saying hard line, and I was like, I don't know what line you're talking about.
Hard line's like a brick wall, meaning it's totally unwavering. Do you know what I mean? And then it was my turn to air grievances. You will stretch the truth and admit it to these two people sitting in front of us.
I don't lie.
You can't be out there saying things are happening and they're not happening.
There's something that I want to happen. I think in my head it already has.
Okay, here's Sarah's explanation.
I always make the package prettier than it actually is.
Turns out that our idiosyncrasies are also our strengths.
I appreciate your excitement and your joy of all things.
I love her no fear. Just nothing stops her, except for in love.
There's fear there. And in the end, Sarah had a solution.
Aubrey talking in a soft voice, and maybe saying please in a text message would be good.
My name is Aubrey. Can you guys even hear me?
And I realized
I'm a huge exaggerator. I know it.
The thing is, in all relationships, people will disagree.
Who's more of a drama queen?
and sometimes they agree.
Who is more likely to rack up the credit card?
Young, hip, and married had two final fantastic points.
Our big thing is sort of not to be understood, but to understand.
And
when you compliment someone rather than nag them, you call them forth to be a better person themselves.
When all was said and done,
I still continue to exaggerate and she still continues to have a hard line, but that's okay.
Hard line is my new word, I think.
I still don't know what a hard line is though.
For Shaw TV, we're the Wedding Bells. Hair and makeup by Mink Makeup Art.
Carrots Wedding Bells has been brought to you by Carrots, online at carrots.com.
Nearly half of all marriages end in divorce, but they say that a premarital class can decrease the chance of a divorce by up to 30%. I think it's easier just to dream about that perfect wedding gown, right? Now, I may not dream about walking the aisle, but I do love the gowns designed by Vancouver's Jason Matlow. I also covet his ready-to-wear line, and so does our West Coast fashion gal, Madame Mansour.
Pacific Center's West Coast Style is brought to you by Pacific Center.
The West Coast is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, and I'm on the hunt to make sure that the people here look just as good as where they live. I'm Madame Mansour, and I'm a lifestyle journalist searching for the most cutting-edge fashion and beauty hotspots, deals, and tips, all in our own backyard. I'll do the shopping so you don't have to. This is West Coast Style.
Some of Canada's best designers can be found right here in our own backyard, which brings us to our very first local designer spotlight on West Coast Style. Every few weeks, we'll give you an up-close and personal look at one of the local designers that's making waves in the world of fashion. On today's episode, we're profiling Vancouver-based designer Jason Matlow.
The West is the best.
Debuting in 2004, Jason Matlow has quickly become one of Canada's rising top designers. He currently has 3 lines: Jason Matlow Ready to Wear, Babe, and Jason Matlow Bridal.
I liked the shape of it. We'll just change up the color.
We're here at your amazing studio where all the magic happens. Let's talk a little bit about how you got your start.
I wasn't really necessarily intending after graduating school to become a fashion designer, and I was assisting a colleague of mine that was entering the Smirnoff Fashion Awards, which is a competition for student designers, and he suggested strongly that I enter it. I did, and I actually won that competition, so this was the beginning of it all. I think we're going to do things a little bit dressier for autumn-winter.
What is Jason Matlow?
It's a really bold, strong collection. It's a very clean, contemporary-looking product.
I'm thinking I need this.
It's a great piece.
Vancouver stylist Deanna Palkowski is a big fan of Jason's, using his pieces in many magazine spreads.
He has the great sense of making a piece accessible, but also it's tailored and fit really nicely.
What has been the feedback from the fashion community and also the general public to Jason's designs?
Basically, if you buy one of his pieces, you want to buy the entire collection. They just love the cuts, they love how they feel when they wear his pieces.
Jason Matlow's Fall-Winter 2011 collection was presented at Eco Fashion Week and marked his return to the runway for the first time in years.
There's a bit of pressure there to send out a collection that really best represented our brand when we presented to the public again.
Eco Fashion Week was a fitting place for Jason's comeback show. All his designs are sourced and manufactured locally, keeping it sustainable.
We make sustainable clothing that it's not fast fashion. they're expensive, so you keep them for years. We don't manufacture offshores. Everything is done by companies in Vancouver. I am concerned about the environment.
Vancouver's all grown up. We had a real fashion show with a spectacular setting. Jason is amazing.
It was amazing. Everything in that collection was totally wearable.
I've often said, and I maintain, that maybe being from the west coast of Canada has been really the thing that's made the difference.
Yeah, I agree
I
completely.
love Vancouver.
I love Vancouver too. We all love Vancouver.
Taking inspiration from Jason Matlow, here's our style tip of the week. Keep it simple when buying structured basics like blazers for your wardrobe. Just make sure it's a perfect fit. I'm Mona Mansour for West Coast Style.
Pacific Center's West Coast Style has been brought to you by Pacific Center.
Starting this October, Jason's looks can be found at the newly launched designer outpost at the Bay, The Room. You're watching The Express from XBA Dance Studios in White Rock, and we're shining a spotlight on the local dance and culture scene. Enjoy a grand kimono fashion show entertainment by Shishi Mei from Japan, Japanese dance, with fresh tea and Japanese sweets included in your ticket. Dances for a Small Stage is renowned for bringing unique and innovative contemporary dance to a rough and tumble cabaret setting. The 2011 Vancouver International Flamenco Festival is bigger than ever, with 4 performances, a free lecture demo, a dance conference, and master classes. And if you want to get moving and try dancing yourself, you can sign up for classes here at XBA in White Rock. Just check out their website. We're going to leave you with a little more dance. This is Broadway style from Smile the Musical, playing at the Vancouver International Fringe Festival this week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
One local pageant. I was a local pageant. Nobody else entered. Daddy, don't eat that. Why not? It's my talent. It's okay. I'm not packed. You got this mistake. The talent I put it on the drawing. She ain't got style, but her tastes are simple. Say goodbye to Grandma. Bye. That's stress now. It's my Snoopy Dog pack. Oh, my fingernail crack. Where the heck is my diaphragm? Goodbye, y'all. So long, sweetie. Gotta go now. All right, okay. Mom? Say hi. I'm leaving. She's a typical high school senior. She likes music and art and sports. Mother, stop making scenes. Have to wear jeans when I wash your clothes. Cute.